My name's Emma, and I'm 27. 3 months ago, I moved into a rental house in Leeds that was absurdly cheap, working as a graphic designer. Found the house advertised online, 2-bedroom terrace, £600 a month when similar properties were going for over 1,000. The landlord, a man named Graham, said the previous tenant had moved abroad suddenly and he needed someone in quickly. I should have asked more questions. I moved in on a Monday. The house was fully furnished, which Graham said I could use or replace as I wanted. It seemed perfect, maybe a bit dated, but nothing wrong. That first week was fine. Then on Saturday morning, I went to make coffee and noticed something odd. In the kitchen drawer where I'd put my cutlery, there was a mobile phone. Not mine. An old iPhone with a cracked screen. I picked it up. It was dead. I charged it, curious about who it belonged to. When it powered on, the lock screen showed dozens of missed calls and messages from August, about 4 months ago. All from contacts labeled Mum, Sarah, Work. I managed to open it. No passcode, oddly. The last text message sent was at 11:47 p.m. on August 15th. I can't stay here anymore. I know what he's been doing. That was it. No other context, just that one message sent to someone named Sarah. I called the landlord. Graham, I found a phone in the kitchen. It belonged to the previous tenant, I think. Did she leave a forwarding address so I can return it? Long pause. Just throw it away. She's not coming back for it. But there are people trying to contact her. Her mum's been calling. Throw it away, Emma. It's not your concern. He hung up. That felt wrong. Very wrong. I looked through the phone more carefully, found photos. The previous tenant was a young woman, maybe mid-20s. Lots of photos of her with friends at cafes, normal life stuff. Then I found something disturbing. Photos of the house. My house. But not normal photos. She'd taken pictures of her bedroom window from outside, showing scratches on the glass. Pictures of the back door, showing the lock had been damaged and poorly repaired. Pictures of the fence, showing a section that had been broken and someone could easily climb through. The last photo was dated August 14th. It showed her bedroom at night. The photo was taken from inside her wardrobe, looking out at the bed, like she'd hidden there to capture something. The bedroom door was partially open, and in the gap you could just make out a shadow. Someone standing in the hallway looking into her room. I felt sick. Someone had been in the house. Someone had been watching her sleep. I called the police non-emergency line, explained what I'd found. They said they'd send an officer round. PC Williams arrived that evening. I showed him the phone, the photos, everything. His expression grew serious. "What's the landlord's full name?" he asked. "Graham Cheswick," he made a note. "And you've been here how long?" "Just over a week." "Have you noticed anything unusual? Anyone hanging around outside? Anything disturbed?" "No, nothing." "Why?" He hesitated. "The previous tenant, Kelly Morrison, reported suspicious activity to us multiple times. Someone entering the property when she was out. Items being moved. She was convinced the landlord had been coming into the house without permission. She tried to change the locks, but he threatened to evict her. She left suddenly because she was terrified. Why didn't he get arrested? We investigated but couldn't prove anything. Then she disappeared. We tried to locate her but had no luck. She's technically a missing person. My blood ran cold. You think something happened to her? I think she was scared enough to vanish completely. Change her number, cut off contact with everyone. People do that when they're running from something. He took the phone as evidence and advised me to install additional locks, which he'd arrange for free through a police scheme. He also said they'd be having another conversation with Graham Cheswick. I stayed with friends that night. The next morning, PC Williams called me. "We've arrested Graham Cheswick. When we searched his property, we found keys to over 40 rental houses he manages. We also found cameras, hidden cameras, dozens of them. I felt like I was going to be sick. Was he filming his tenants? We're still investigating, but it appears he's been installing hidden cameras in properties and watching tenants, particularly young women living alone. We found footage going back years. Kelly Morrison was right. He was entering properties without permission and he was watching them. They searched my house, found 2 cameras, one hidden in a smoke detector in my bedroom, one in the bathroom ventilation fan. Both had been there the entire time I'd been living there. Graham Cheswick was charged with multiple counts of voyeurism, harassment, and breaking and entering. They found footage of me on his computer, getting dressed, showering, sleeping, everything. Kelly Morrison was eventually located through the investigation. She'd moved to Scotland, changed her name, was living under the radar because she was terrified Graham would find her. She agreed to testify. He's currently in prison awaiting trial. Could get up to 15 years. I moved out immediately, even though it cost me money to break the lease. I'm Jack, 32 years old, and last year I rented a cottage in rural Wales for 3 months while working remotely. I needed somewhere quiet to finish a project. Found a small stone cottage near Brickcon, £400 a month, isolated but perfect. The owner, Mrs. Evans, was elderly and lived in the village. She seemed relieved someone wanted to rent it. The first month was fine. Beautiful countryside, peaceful, exactly what I needed. But I started noticing small things. My laptop would be closed when I was certain I'd left it open. Books I was reading would have different bookmarks in them than I'd left. A coffee mug I'd used would be washed and put away when I'd left it on the desk. I lived alone. The nearest neighbor was 2 miles away. I mentioned it to Mrs. Evans when she came to collect rent. "Do you have someone coming to clean?" I didn't realize that was included. She looked confused. "No, dear. No one else has keys, just you and me." I assumed I was being forgetful, working long hours, probably just not remembering doing these things. Then one morning I came downstairs and smelled cooking, bacon and eggs. The kitchen was empty, but the smell was overwhelming, like someone had just been cooking breakfast. The stove was cold, nothing in the pan. That evening I heard humming, a woman's voice, soft, coming from upstairs. I searched every room. No one there, but I definitely heard it. These things kept happening. Objects moved, smells appearing. Once I heard a door close upstairs when I was sitting in the living room. Went up immediately, all doors were open, exactly as I'd left them. I wasn't scared exactly, just deeply unsettled. Started sleeping poorly, constantly alert. On my last day while packing, I decided to check the attic. I'd never been up there. It was just a small space accessed by a ladder filled with old furniture and boxes. Behind a dusty wardrobe, I found a shoebox. Inside were photographs, dozens of them, all of the cottage interior, but they weren't normal photos. They showed a woman in the house. Different ages, some she looked about 20, others closer to 40. In every photo, she was doing mundane things. Cooking in the kitchen, reading in the living room, sleeping in the bedroom I'd been using. The photos were dated. They spanned from 1978 to 2004. The same woman aging across 26 years, always in this house. At the bottom of the box was a funeral card. Sarah Evans, 1954 to 2004. Beloved daughter. I took the box to Mrs. Evans before leaving. Her face crumpled when she saw it. "That's my daughter," she said quietly. "Sarah. She lived in that cottage her whole adult life. Never married, preferred the solitude. She died there in her sleep 20 years ago. I couldn't bear to sell it, so I rented out. But no one stays long. Why not?" She looked at me with sad, knowing eyes. They say they feel like they're intruding, like someone else is still living there. Most people leave within weeks. I'd stayed 3 months, the longest tenant in 15 years, she told me. I didn't tell her about the moved objects, the smells, the humming. Didn't mention the door closing or the feeling of sharing the space with someone I couldn't see. But as I drove away, I looked back at the cottage. For just a moment, I could have sworn I saw someone in the upstairs window. A woman, mid-40s, watching me leave. I blinked. The window was empty. I don't know if the cottage is haunted. Don't know if Sarah is still there somehow, maintaining the home she loved, going through the routines she'd followed for 26 years, but I know what I experienced. Objects moved by hands I couldn't see. Sounds of someone living their life in rooms that were empty. The overwhelming sense that I was never truly alone. And those photographs. Sarah in every room across decades, living her quiet, solitary life. The same rooms where I'd felt a presence, the same bedroom where I'd heard humming, the same kitchen where I'd smelled breakfast cooking. Maybe some people don't leave the places they love. Maybe Sarah never really left that cottage even after death. Maybe she's still there, cooking breakfast, reading books, living the peaceful life she'd always wanted. I don't have answers. Just memories of 3 months sharing a space with something or someone I couldn't explain. Thank you for listening to my stories. If you want more stories like these, then kindly give this video a thumbs up and subscribe the channel for more videos.